Hello dear English learners. This video is going to be for those people who have been speaking English or who have been trying to speak English for so long, but still they are struggling to speak English and they are not satisfied with the result. So if this is happening with you, then you must watch this video till the end. I would like to share something with you, and this is, there are so many people out there who just want to speak English, right? But what are they speaking and how are they speaking? They are not paying attention on this. And this is the reason when they speak, most of the time they make mistakes and they are not able to convey their message to the other person in a correct way. We are living in 21st century, and in this century everyone wants to be heard, but nobody is there who is ready to listen. In brief, I would like to grab your attention on a topic of listening. So in this video I'm going to talk about the importance of listening. You all know that there are 4 major aspects of learning English, and that is reading, writing, listening and speaking. Out of all these 4 aspects, apart from speaking, you must be thinking that yes, speaking plays a bigger role, speaking plays a major role. Yes, that's right, but along with speaking, listening is also important. I would say listening is more important than speaking. If you do not believe the power of listening, then let me tell you something. There is a girl, her name is Janvi Pawar, and now she's so popular because of her accent and the way she speaks, with no hesitation, no mistakes, with a lot of confidence. Do you know why is she like that, and why and how did she gain this confidence? Just because of listening. If you do not believe me, then I would tell you to go and watch her videos. Listen to her journey. What did she do to become fluent in English? How did she become so successful English speaker? Now she is invited to deliver the motivational speeches on stage. She has also acquired this spoken English skills from listening only. Listening and interacting with the English speakers. She has paid a lot of attention on listening to English speakers. She interacted with English speakers so many times. She involved herself in English conversation. She practiced at home a lot. She did a lot of self-talk. If you would like to know more about it in detail, then go and watch her videos. Only then you will get to know the power of listening. Any language ability can only be improved only when you will listen to the language properly, listen to the English speakers, or they listen to your target language properly. What happens actually, I have seen so many people who have watched a lot of videos on YouTube, and all the English teachers, all the English trainers out there, including me as well, we all stress upon speaking, that if you want to work on your spoken English skills, you have to practice speaking. Even I have said a lot in my previous videos, right? And the result is so many people, they have actually gained this courage and they have started speaking as well, but they are neglecting this another aspect of learning English, and that is listening. If you will just focus on speaking and you will not pay attention on listening, then what is going to happen? There is going to be no sense in your speech. If you are not listening to the English speakers or the English content properly, there are higher chances that you will be making maximum mistakes at the time of your speech. There are chances because you have not paid attention on listening. Speaking is not the only thing that you need to stress upon. Listening plays bigger role than speaking. The moment you start listening to the English native speakers or any proficient English speakers, you are actually exposed to different sentence structure, grammatical rules, idiomatic expression, the slangs that they use while speaking. Moreover, you will also expand your vocabulary. Have you ever listened to any English American shows or any English native speaker? Have you ever done that? If you have not done it before, then do it right now. Turn off the subtitles. You have watched a lot of English movies by seeing the subtitles on your screen. You know what? The moment when you turn on the subtitles while watching any English movies, your entire focus is on reading the subtitles, and there you are lacking your listening skills. So I would recommend you to start watching these English content on your phone, on your TV, or anywhere without subtitles. Okay. Focus on listening. Okay, try to understand what is being spoken, how the message is being delivered. Okay, you know what, actually all the languages have their own rhythm, pattern of speaking. All the languages have their own sound, intonation. Similarly, English also has its own sound, its own pattern, its own rhythm of speaking. So when you start listening to English speakers, you actually expose yourself to that sound, the effect, that pattern or the rhythm of the language. And you do not only listen. When you will start doing it, start doing it on a regular basis, there will be a moment when you will start imitating them as well. Listening, at the time of listening, you are listening, you know what happens. Let me share something with you. When we listen to anything, most of the time, there are chances you automatically start repeating whatever you are listening to. Take the example of music or any song. Suppose you are listening to any song and you are listening to that song most of the time in your day. Okay, there will be chances you will start humming that song. That's true. It happens with me most of the time. So similarly, when you will be listening to a lot of English content, when you will be listening to English speakers, most of the time, there will be chances you will start imitating them. You will also start imitating the way they are speaking. And you will also get to know the vocabulary. Okay, and you will start using that vocabulary as well. How is that new word being used while speaking? Alright, so that's what I want to convey throughout this video, that now you have spoken a lot and you have seen that there is no value in your speaking, because you want to say something and you have something in your head to speak, but the moment you speak you convey another message, right, which is wrong. So that's what I want to tell you, that listen to the speaker first of all carefully. It is also important, listening is also listening actually is crucial for being a part of the conversation. Suppose you are in the middle of any meeting or any conversation and you are not paying attention on listening to the speaker. Then what happens? The people who are already involved in the conversation, and you are just busy on your phone or fidgeting or something like that, the other people who are there in the conversation, they will get this idea from you that you actually are not interested in the conversation, and or maybe this conversation is not making sense to you. That's why you're not taking interest in it. Are you getting me? So that's why it's important to listen. We actually acquire a lot of knowledge by listening to so many things. Listening also helps you to boost your confidence level. When you are listening to any person with proper attention, the person who is there in front of you actually gets this impression from you that you are serious about this conversation. Okay, and you are listening and paying attention on him. It means you are giving that person that importance. Okay, and when you listen to anyone carefully, you actually understands the other person's message, what is given to you. Accordingly you react, you respond with proper attention. Okay, and there are chances that you make minor mistakes or no mistakes, let's say, because you have got the other person's point very clearly. So listening is also important for being a part of engagement in the conversation. It seems that you are actually engaged and you want to be in the conversation. That's why start listening. Start paying a lot of attention on listening to English content. You can listen to English podcast. I would suggest you to stop watching videos now, because what happens when we start watching videos, we hardly pay attention on listening. So start listening to English podcasts, and which podcast you can decide it by yourself. that firstly you need to understand your level of speaking, that are you a beginner or an intermediate or an advanced speaker. Accordingly you need to decide the channel or what do you want to listen to on podcast. All right. Or the second thing is your interest. Do not just listen to any podcast. I mean, if you are at the beginner's level or an intermediate level, then you must also understand, okay, what are you listening to. So decide the level. You can choose your level for listening to any content. Accordingly start listening. Means you can listen to any short story or any novel, or let's say if you are interested in spiritual things, then you can listen to Ramayana or Mahabharata. That's a good option. Yes. So start listening to podcast audios. Yes. You know what? Regular exposure to spoken English actually helps learners to overcome their anxiety of speaking, and it also boosts confidence level in you. If you don't believe me, then start doing it. You will get to know it yourself that yes, listening actually helps you to boost your confidence level up. Because when you listen to anything seriously and with attention, you focus on each and everything. The grammar, the sentence structure, the vocabulary that is being used, and how the sentence is spoken, what was the expression while using it. Most of the time the English speakers use idiomatic expressions. Some idioms are there, phrasal verbs is there, or I would say proverb is there. Then how is it being used while speaking, in which situation? You actually get to know a lot of things when you listen to and you observe. Let me elaborate this with more example. Like, how does a child start learning any language? It is not like the child starts speaking when the moment he is born. It is not at all like that. You also know that, right? So the child initially observes people around him speaking, right? He pays a lot of attention on listening. How are the people speaking? What are they speaking? What kind of words are they speaking? And the child starts copying the sound first, right? It takes time for a child it takes a time to a child to just say a word. Okay, so child initially gets the sound, the intonation of the speech, of the people who are there surrounding the child. Okay, and this is how the child starts imitating the parents first, okay, or the other members of the family, and the child begins speaking. So this is actually a live example that for learning any language we need to listen to the language properly first. Only then we should move on to speaking. Okay, so firstly understand how is the language spoken and then respond. Try to copy the way people are speaking this language. I'm not telling you to just stop speaking. No, not at all. I am not at all encouraging to not to speak. You want to be good at spoken English, you have to speak, no doubt. But what am I telling you to do is listen to the people speaking really well and then try to copy them. Try to copy the way they are speaking, the style of speaking, and you can add on your own style of speaking as well. But the moment you will start when you start imitating other people speaking, there are less chances of making mistakes and you feel confident because there is no chance of making mistakes. So that's all I wanted to convey in this video, that stress upon listening to English content and then go for speaking. I think you are going to agree with some of my points in this video. If you truly found this video helpful, then do not forget to like, subscribe and share, and please tell me in the comment section below what should be the topic for my next video. Thank you so much for joining till the end. I'll see you in the next video. Till then, bye bye, take care.